Hi, I'm Danny, and you're about to watch a new episode of CEOseries with Marius Stefan, CEO and founder of Autonom, largest car rental company in Romania. Marius was named Entrepreneur of the Year in Romania in 2015. I admire Marius for a lot of things, but I want to mention two in particular. One, that he deeply cares about company culture, and two, that he's a keen reader and he actually implemented an interesting rule in the company that each employee has to read one book per month. I hope you enjoyed it.
I read many books, so it's always difficult to recommend only three, but I'm gonna try for you, Danny. So the first one is the one that is recommended by most CEOs from large companies in this world, and it's quite an old book. It's like 86 years old today. It's a book written by Dale Carnegie. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is all about the positive attitude in life. So it had a big impact in my life. The second one I would recommend. It's a book about motivation. It's how to motivate your team or your company. It's a book. It's a much more recent book. It's written by Daniel Pink and it's called Drive, and a subtitle would be What Really Motivates You. It's highly interesting, and I gave a copy to my management team. And the third book that I would recommend. It's a little known book. It's a much more scientific book about management. It has been written by a Gallup researcher after they did 10 million surveys. So the name of the book is 12 Elements of Great Management, and I don't remember the name of the authors. Just scientist, but a quick Google search of 12 elements it will get you straight to the Amazon page of this book. I'll start with the worst. The worst, in my opinion, is follow your passion. So what I discovered in my entrepreneurship life is that the entrepreneurship journey very rarely starts with whatever you think you like, because the way it happened in my case and the way I talk to most of the entrepreneurs I know is you try one thing, you try two things, you try many things, and finally you discover what makes sense for you and what makes sense for the market and for the people around you. If you would get stuck and do only one thing that you think you like at that point in your life, you'll just be stuck and you'll miss so many opportunities. So this will be the worst piece of advice, and it's very popular. You'll find it almost everywhere, this advice. And the best advice, I think, it's more like a saying that I really enjoy, and the saying is like this: it's the more I work, the luckier I become. I don't know if it's a skill, but definitely it's something very real. It's about critical thinking. So my background is in mathematics, so the way my thinking is structured is quite, like a tree. It's lots of it. It's black and white. But then I learned about critical thinking. I learned what it is, what it is good for, and then it helped me a lot in life and especially in business. And it helps you a lot to cut through the bullshit. To find out what really is going on and what's the message that the other part is trying to give to you, and also it helps you send a much more clear and direct message. Yes, I try to avoid most of the time the multitasking. So I try to focus. And there are many books. It's written about this. One book is called Focus, not very subtle. Another one is called The One Thing. Let's say, okay, if there is one thing you should do in your work life, this is the one to focus. And there are many techniques, but it's a very widely researched area, so you can find lots of information online. So this is what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I'm succeeding. I still find myself, doing something and doing something in the same time, but I'm trying to. This is most of the time I'm focusing at whatever activity I'm into. Yeah, most of the people I talk to, when they hear what I'm doing, okay, they think it's only about money. So okay, you are an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, you have lots of money, and that's it. And what I discovered, it's not only about money. There are so many things. If the money will be the only motivation for starting something, you'll just do some, real estate transactions or some financial stuff, and that's it. But in entrepreneurship, you need to find meaning. You need to find what motivates you, to create value for you, for your partners in the company, and also for your customers. I read about company culture before starting any company, and I thought it's something only the Americans do. I didn't think it fit. With my mind 20 years ago, I didn't think it fit the Romanian environment. But then, after I started growing the company, I discovered that most of the people who were working with me were thinking kind of in the same way. And then I had the next question, okay, what are the common things, people talk, what are the common values our people have? And this was a start of, finding out which are our values, finding out which is our vision, and of course, how do we have the company culture and how do we want to create it? In hiring someone, this is public info. You just look online on our hiring advertisements, and you'll find out. We look for some weird things. We look for common sense. Okay, you won't find it often in the recruitment ads.
It's not as common.
No, not at all. Then we look for sense of humor. Okay, and of course teamwork skills. This is common, but sense of humor again, because the idea for all three is we try to create an environment where people really enjoy, being there and enjoy people around them. Okay, feedback. There is this old saying that I strongly believe into. You always, praise in public and criticize in particular. So I strongly adhere to this. I strongly believe in this, and I'm practicing this. And also, even if you give negative feedback, please try to include some positive stuff as well. There, because it's impossible to have one team member only doing negative things. So try to find, even if you're nervous, even if you're boiling or whatever, try to find also the positive part, or the positive spin maybe of that. Okay, even if it's a negative experience, okay, what have we learned from this? No, there are many things. I don't have many things in common, especially business related to my younger self. Let's say 20 years ago. I didn't. So one, if it would be one thing to pick up, it's the importance of the people you hang out with. How important it is in your personal development, in the way you see the world. And I didn't know when I was young that you can choose this. You can choose the people you meet. You can choose how you spend your time. And you can choose the people that help you develop yourself. And this would be the main takeaway and the main message. Okay, look at who are the people that you spend most of your time with, and think about their values, think about their knowledge, and think if they will help you achieve your goals.